2018 through 2019 was a rough era for Call of Duty. After several failed launches and criticism for the series was rising, it seemed like Call of Duty would just fall into obscurity forever. That was until the launch of the most revolutionary title in a long time, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. On October 25th, 2019, Modern Warfare was released to the public, and boy did it make its presence public. The graphics were a perfect mix between gritty, fun, and hyper-realistic. Many risks were taken in this installment of Call of Duty, and I have to say, those risks paid off heavily. This game was fantastic and innovative, and it saved Call of Duty from being nothing but a memory stuck in people's minds. However, at the same time, it managed to be absolutely disastrous for the Call of Duty series. I'm going to start by glazing this game first. I grinded the absolute shit out of this game in quarantine as my most played game ever, reaching over 1,400 hours of playtime. I don't have the game downloaded, so I can't show the proof of my playtime, but that's how much it was. Anyway, I have mostly fond memories of this game, so let me start with all the good things they did. First, the Gunsmith additions they added to the game was absolutely fantastic. The annoying Pick 10 system that had been finally banished to hell where it belonged, and now you had full control of what you wanted your guns to be. These attachments were all relatively balanced super well and gave some charm to this new installment. Being able to use 5 attachments, 3 perks, a tactical, and equipment all at once added for so much customization, it was actually crazy. To this day, I have not seen another multiplayer game with as much customization that was as balanced as Modern Warfare 2019. Another thing they did right was the movement. Somehow they made the better movement than the COD games of literal jetpacks. Tactical and Infinite Sprint was great and was balanced out due to bigger maps and slowing walking speeds. Mantling was generally improved as you can now mantle your guns on the side of windows and barriers. Sliding was unintentionally improved. Even though it was way slower, you were able to cancel it and slide again. This introduced a new movement technique called slide canceling, which you might be well aware of if you heard anything about Warzone. Another thing they did super well is the camo unlocks. It did get pretty boring sometimes with the older Call of Duties, as all you do for the camos in that game would just get headshots over and over again. But now there are over 10 different categories of camos. On paper that sounds pretty bad and tedious, but you can unlock a lot of the camos just by leveling up the gun regularly. The Master camos, in my opinion, were also really good. The gold looked kinda weird, but it was pretty unique compared to other ones. Platinum was simple, but definitely worth grinding for and looked really nice. And the Masochist, while there definitely are better Mastery camos, it was unique enough to see it in game and think, damn, this dude's a real gamer. I realized in the middle of editing that I forgot to talk about the Obsidian camo. It looks really great, but I mean, I rarely saw people with it, probably because the grind that you had to do to get the Obsidian camo in the first place was not that worth it. This game was super detailed from weapon designs and the maps. I really loved how they changed and improved Modern Warfare 2's Rust. Sniping in this mechanics in this game felt super smooth, and anytime I hit a quick sub, I feel a rush of dopamine. So much dopamine, in fact, my channel started on me posting these type of clips. Unfortunately, the amount of great additions to this game would be spoiled by one decision: the inclusion of... I loved Warzone. Warzone was freaking awesome. My channel literally started out with me making Warzone montages and Modern Warfare 2019 clips. While all the basic bitches were playing Chapter 2 Season 2 of Fortnite, I was playing Plunder. However, with how fun this game was, I still cannot deny how disastrous Warzone was to Call of Duty. With Warzone being a battle royale and Activision's greasy hands haven't gotten the chance to properly monetize Modern Warfare yet, they introduced the Battle Pass system. The Battle Pass system wasn't too worth buying in my opinion, but it made a lot more money than the loot boxes in previous games, giving Activision the perfect opportunity to crank up to the max. Warzone made absolute bank for Activision, straight liquidity off of a free expansion to a $60 game. It didn't affect Modern Warfare negatively at all. In fact, it actually boosted its player count by a significant amount. I got to introduce to Modern Warfare through Warzone, and the main appeal for me to start playing was because of the free MW weeks that Warzone would occasionally do. So if Warzone didn't affect Modern Warfare in any negative way, how could it have possibly ruined Call of Duty for a good while? Well, my friends, it's time to redirect our attention to... Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, a bigger mouthful to say than HB 6548. I like to refer to this game as the Modern Warfare's version of Luigi. As for most of its existence, it lived into its big brother's shadow. No hate to Luigi, I'm covering his game next. Cold War stole a lot of Modern Warfare's elements like the gunsmith, the operator system, and worst of all... In April 2021, Warzone updated Verdansk to take place during the Cold War, and they also added it so that Cold War weapons and Modern Warfare weapons could be used in the same loadout. This is going to be absolutely great! Yeah, you see, Cold War's engine was nowhere near close to the power of Modern Warfare's engine, meaning the guns handled differently than the Modern Warfare weapons. So throw in those guns randomly, you tend to get a lot of balancing issues. The DMR is by far the most popular example, but I also remember the M16 also kind of dominating at one point. It's kind of funny, some of the guns were the same gun, but they also operated differently. Like, there were two MP5s, but the Modern Warfare one had a faster fire rate, and they could only have like 45 bullets. But then there was a Cold War MP5 with better range and also 60 bullets. I don't know, it didn't feel too planned out. The point I'm trying to make here is that Activision decided to make any new CODs associated with Warzone. I forgot to mention this earlier, but Warzone also started selling bundles in the shop for people who didn't want to grind for attachments in Warzone because it became a big priority, and as they made a lot of money. So now in two different games to Arsenal in one, Activision put a lot of effort into these bundles. They also expanded into operators as well. Warzone basically was just becoming a playable money printer. Cold War was slightly underwhelming due to dev team switching and not enough time to make the game, but the Warzone prioritization would really seep through into the next Call of Duty game. Call of Duty Vanguard. Ooh boy, this game was bad. This is where Warzone's prioritization over the literal mainline game really showed. The game was set in World War II, so you expect to play as one of the countries in World War II, right? Wrong. It's the operator system again, and now we're selling bundles of skins and animations for them. Fantastic. Once again, they added Vanguard weapons into Warzone, and yet again the balancing was off. Vanguard weapons could have 10 whole attachments with no drawbacks. That means if you use a level 1 Mark 05 and went to combat with someone with a max level Mark 05 with 10 attachments and knuckles, you were screwed. It wasn't like how in Modern Warfare where they took the time to balance the attachments out to where you could go against someone with a max level gun and still have a fair chance of fighting them. Some guns also just absolutely did ridiculous damage, like the H4 Blixen, which had a time to kill that would make Modern Warfare 2 stopping power jealous. Vanguard was hot dookie booty because of how much time and resources went into Warzone first, and it was just sad to see. This trend would continue into Modern Warfare 2022 with the addition of Warzone 2. I haven't researched to see if it continued the trend of incorporating Modern Warfare 3 into the mix in Black Ops 6, because I don't really care about that. In conclusion, Call of Duty took a huge downfall in quality due to Warzone's inclusion. Warzone, in my opinion, isn't really the main problem, it's just how much money and cosmetic selling it enabled due to dreadful attachment grind. I just find it funny how it stemmed from Modern Warfare 2019, the game that innovated and changed COD from things people were complaining about for years, and shot it back into relevance, just to screw up again with Warzone and revert back to their old mistakes. The main problem of Call of Duty pre-Modern Warfare was that Activision never really innovated off of anything, and when they did, it made them so much money that they thought just to stay in that little Modern Warfare bubble. COD games in the future just need to take more risk and change things up a bit. As much as I love it, we shouldn't have another Call of Duty game like Modern Warfare 2019. It was unique and it stood out against the crowd, and that's what made it great. The games that copied its style went down as nothing but reskins, at least in the multiplayer regard. Cold War's campaign was awesome. I hope the future COD games is something unique and different that we haven't seen before, as it could be the spark that reignites everything back. Okay, I know it'd be the worst decision ever, but it would have been so funny if Activision announced Warzone 3 as soon as Modern Warfare 3 came out a year after Modern Warfare 2.